It's working.
Nice.
Morning. How you doing? Morning. Welcome, nobody at the minute, to the Kindness Project podcast live. It is a bit early. It's a Sunday morning. How you doing today?
I'm good. It's a good day.
It is a good day.
It's sunny. I got some sleep.
Did you? Yeah. We've got a garden. We can pop out and see people in our garden. Apparently,
do a lap.
We can run around the garden. You know what? We are lucky because we've got the county park just opposite, and I went for a run a couple of days ago, and literally there was nobody there. So I was like, I am socially isolated, just running in an open field. So it's all good. It's all good. Should we do the intros?
The formatting formalities.
Yeah, exactly. I am joined by a girl who I love very much, but if she coughs once, she's going to live in the shed. It's Charlotte Dames.
And I'm joined by the quarantine king of working at home. It's Chris James.
Right, you know what? I've started working at home on a Friday. Okay, I'm sort of getting my head around it, but I don't know how I'm going to cope with all day working from home. I genuinely don't.
I don't know how I'm going to cope being at home all that time.
I know.
I don't leave other than to go to school, and now it's just poof.
I know. We'll whatever happens, I'm sure we'll get used to it and we'll get over it. So yeah, it's all good. So just to let you know, the format of the show, which is a little bit different to a normal unlive Kindness Project podcast, is slightly different. We've got some topics to talk about.
Yes.
I want to ask. Question of the podcast stays as it is, clearly, because that doesn't go. The introduction stay. Topics, we've got 3 topics that we're going to talk about, not kindness related, just stuff just random stuff. And actually, we put these in a random word generator just to give us
the second one, but
and then what I want to do is talk about some of the amazing work that small businesses are doing in this relatively difficult time. That's called Small Business Shout Out. So we'll be talking about some amazing stuff that people are doing to help. I want to talk for thanks to Dave Forsdyke, who started sharing with me, knowing that we were going live today, a little segment called Silver Linings, talking about again the great stuff that people are doing. So we're going to do that. I'm going to share one of our previous episodes that might be useful. In particular, the people we've interviewed over the...
Yes.
How long has it been now? 2 odd years of the Kindness Project we've been doing?
52 times 2. Yeah, over 2 years.
Just over 2 years. We've interviewed some amazing people in that time. And what I want to do is share some of the stories of people we've interviewed. So we'll do that. And then what we'll do is we'll answer the answers to the question of the podcast. So do you want to share what the question of the podcast is? I was going to say this week's question of the podcast, and now I realise we're going to be doing this day's question of the podcast.
So today's question of the podcast is, what are you grateful for?
Yeah, what are you grateful for?
That's it.
I am grateful for family.
Yep.
I am grateful that the sun's shining.
Yep.
I'm grateful for this really good coffee.
Yep.
What are you grateful for?
I am grateful for having you guys.
Yeah.
I am grateful for having a warm bed.
Yeah.
And having... Oh, hello. And
I'm not grateful for the dog, because he's making too much noise at the minute, but...
I'm grateful for having that massive chunk of books down the end of the house.
Yeah, our little library.
Which I now know includes the Odyssey, which I will be cracking into.
Yeah. Can we just say, for the people watching live, morning Mike, morning Tess, morning Serena. Mike's grateful for not having a cough, and he's also grateful for his lovely daughter.
Yes.
I'm grateful for my lovely daughter, but if you have a cough, genuinely, I'm going to get a big white tent and like everything. Like,
oh, it's fine. We can lock you down the garage.
Why am I going down the garage?
We don't have to play D&D down the garage. We can play it on the table.
And morning Serena, and we are recording this on Mother's Day. Yes. So happy Mother's Day.
Live, so they are aware of what day it is.
True. But for when it goes out on the audio, people won't. So happy Mother's Day to all the mums out there. And I want to just take a little minute to remember my mum, Nanny Ann, the legend that is. And it's the first Mother's Day we're not going to be with her this year. So yeah, it's a bit bittersweet, but certainly remembering her and the legend that she was, just the funny legend.
Her crazy antics.
Would you remember #Nanny Ann?
Oh my god.
So my mum had this thing about effectively just making stuff up.
And then we used to carry it on, and whenever we finished what we were saying, we'd say #Nanny Ann. So I remember once I said Nanny Ann invented the Colosseums and gladiator fighting so that she could not watch the men fight naked. #Nanny Ann.
I think that's something she could have done.
Yeah.
I think that's something she could have done. She wasn't, however, 2,000 years old, so I doubt whether that was the case. Should we get on to our topics of the day?
Yes.
So our topics of the day today are noodles, books we plan to read in lockdown, and gaming theme tunes. What one do you want to cover first?
Well, let's go from top to bottom. Noodles first.
Noodles. Right, so unofficial question to the podcast viewers. What's the best plate of noodles you've ever had? And I reckon my one, plate bowl. How do you eat your noodles? I eat mine off the floor with two chopsticks.
Not during the coronavirus, you don't.
No, best plate of noodles. Best bowl, right? Best dish of noodles I've ever had, right? Japan.
Yes.
Our first night in Japan last year, it had, I like a food with a boiled egg in, right?
Yeah.
So this plate of noodles, ramen noodles in this like backstreet Tokyo bar, half a boiled egg, big bit of chicken breast, and just
the little machine that you
oh, sorry. Yeah, all right, calm down. That was my coffee. That was nothing else. So yeah, the machine, because you couldn't order over the counter. You had to go to the machine, give them your ticket, and then they delivered it to you. I still don't know what that's about. Do you?
My favourite noodles from Japan too. There was that little restaurant. We had a busy day. We were in Tokyo, I think. I'm not sure. And we were running around trying to find a place to eat, but we couldn't find one. So we went into one of the train stations, and it had like this multi-floored. We went up a floor, and there was this lovely little ramen place, and we ordered it, and there was soy and rice, and then there was this giant bowl of noodles and chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss. I thought you were going to tell us how amazing the noodles were. You just told us this story about going into a station in Tokyo.
They were good.
They were good noodles. I think we've done noodles now, to be honest. Books we plan to read in lockdown. What books are you planning to read in lockdown?
The Odyssey.
Homer.
Yes.
Homer. Okay. Any others?
Well, I've got loads of books in my bag. There's a couple of Christies I haven't read. I've been rereading these books by Rainbow Rowell, Carry On and Wayward Son, because in pre-anticipation that hopefully because of the quarantine, the lockdown, she'll be able to write the third one faster.
Exactly. And we're doing a bit of writing as well, aren't we? So I've got a couple of business books. I'm reading Atomic Habits. And I'm reading I can't remember the other book, but I've got a bunch of books that I might reread.
Yes.
The one that I was going to avoid was The Rats, which is probably not the one to like my move. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
It's about a horde of rats that eat people. It's,
that sounds
awesome! It's actually an amazing book, but probably not one.
I was just thinking of the Pied Piper. He's blowing his little flute, and the rats are all going after people because he's blowing his flute.
Meant to be cheering people up. I don't know what's going on. That's books done, and then gaming theme tunes we haven't got time for because we've been talking about other stuff. What I'm going to do is just move on to a shout out to some of the amazing work that small businesses are doing there at this current time, and this is called Small business shout out.
Yep.
You got a jingle for it or not? Go on.
It'll be the same as all the others, just with different words.
Go on then.
No, it doesn't work. The phrasing just doesn't work.
Okay, we haven't got a jingle for it.
we haven't.
If you want to mail us or... where can people get in touch with us?
Oh, we haven't done this.
Go
So,
on.
if you're watching this, you're obviously on our Facebook page, which is brilliant. But if you're not watching this and you're listening to this, you just search it in the Facebook bar, really. It's not that difficult, I don't think.
No.
I haven't tried it, but you know what. And then we're at Ola Kindness.
I don't know where to find this podcast.
No, I've been saying it.
Tens of thousands of subscribers. You just...
I've been
where...
saying it every other week for 2 years, but no,
Yeah.
I don't know how to do it. So at Ola Kindness on Twitter.
You can email us at holler@thekindnessproject.co.uk and you can find the now 115 episodes. Yes, we've been doing it that long. All on the website, all to download, listen to. And you can find us on all of the episodes on Spotify, iTunes, or your podcast receptacle of choice. I don't know. What's it called?
Spotify.
Yeah, anything. We're all over the show, so you can
app on Apple.
you can find us. You can find us. Is it not called iTunes anymore?
It's separate from iTunes. It's a separate app. When you click on it, it's just a
Didn't know.
It's just a box and it's purple and it has a little
Didn't know.
podcast icon. It's just a podcast underneath.
Amazing. Heidi's just mentioned live that she's currently working through the Noughts and Crosses book, and they are. I remember reading them a few years ago.
Well, I've still got it's yours and now it's mine. So it's a thick copy and it's got most of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy books in it.
Yeah.
I'm one in, and I've just started Restaurant at the End of the Universe.
That's a good one. That's a really good one. So let's give a shout out to some of the amazing work that small businesses are doing in the current climate. If you've got stories of businesses, particularly small ones, doing amazing work, we need to know, because we need to make sure that people who are helping in any way they can getting the credit for it. And we've had loads of people email us, jump on Facebook and let us know what people are doing. And the first one is from Serena Duffy, who why did I say hello to James Bond there? Serena Duffy, who mentioned a business called Dr. Domestic Plus. They're a cleaning company based in Upminster, and they're sending out packs to free of charge to anyone over 70 who has no family, and they've got eggs and potatoes. Effectively, they're building packs for people to make sure they're okay. So that's amazing work. Thank you so much, Kirsty Murphy, for doing that. Francis Barrett is so that businesses can promote themselves at this current time, because it's important that businesses keep going, right?
Yeah.
So she's opening a free social media strategy workshop on Monday to help small to medium businesses get hold of their social media strategy with no obligations, no sign-ups, just really loads of valuable information. Kamal, who's a tutor and coach, she runs a business called Guided Learning, said, I'm offering 15-minute online sessions and a timetable that can be updated weekly with activities to incorporate into everyday life. It's good. Chris Laney is helping people via FaceTime and doing craft with ladies in their who are 70, 80, and very specifically 97. Sook from the Tandoori Lounge in Hornchurch is trying to get food to the elderly and to all A&E staff at Queen's Hospital, and they are doing amazing work, giving food for free to the elderly and to people who are working hard to help us. I absolutely love that.
Brilliant.
Michelle Darkett is doing all of her fitness workouts online, so she can support people stay fit. And big shout out to the guys at My Gym Squad, who are doing the same. They're putting all of their stuff online so that people can support each other. Stephen Donovan, Steve is an amazing guy, very kind business owner, does sales. He's got an estate agent in Hornchurch. He's offering help to the local pharmacy by driving around prescriptions and medicine for people stuck at home.
Good.
Look, Steve is a really kind guy. So thanks, Steve, from everybody for doing that. And he's trying to help people who are in self-isolation by dropping off the basics. Tess Griggs from the Little Edie Foundation is, as a charity, we're able to source items which are low in stock. And that stuff is going out to food banks and includes baby food, nappies, Calpol, bars of soap, because the food bank can then dish it out to people who genuinely need it. Debbie Davidson said Peter Marino is doing cancelled theatre shows on Zoom from his apartment. So,
that's wicked.
Do you like that one? I like the idea of that. Just imagine like a musical in some... No, you couldn't do it, could you? Because you need more than one person. What you need is...
a one-man show.
Exactly, yeah.
Black backdrop. Set the computer up here. I don't know how...
What are they going to do? What's a show? I don't know what that is. Yeah, they're going to... Peter Marino, if you are listening, just let us know whether you're doing a whatever that is.
The general gist.
But Peter is doing his cancelled theatre shows on Zoom from his apartment, and he's did a live session to show people how to use Zoom, so that people will still get access to a bit of live theatre.
Yes.
So that's amazing stuff. So that's a lot of the work that businesses are doing. Good morning to Kerry and Tracy. Thanks for listening in. And Tracy's thing to be grateful for is keeping all my family and 9 grandchildren safe, which is amazing. Thanks for that. Thanks for that comment, Tracy. I really appreciate it. So next on the Kindness Project Live, how's it going so far? What do you reckon?
I think we're on a roll.
We're on a roll, downhill, descent into madness.
Nothing to be on like this at the moment.
And thank you to a very kind gentleman called Dave Forsdyke for setting this up. So Dave decided that while he was in lockdown and quarantine, he was going to do something called Silver Linings.
Yes.
So he was going to start collating all the positive stuff that was going on. So it was a bit like Kindness News. But we're now piggybacking off of Dave's content because we're going to share some of his silver linings. And Dave, thank you very much because you were kind enough to email me a bunch of these. So really appreciate that. So silver linings, this is the sort of good stuff that's happening out there. So as a school near Guildford where all the sixth forms on the last day, because you had your last day, didn't you? How did you feel about it in the end?
It wasn't what I hoped for, but like we still did like all the good stuff. We did shirt signings. We sat and watched a movie. We had a little snack while we were doing shirt signings. And last period, the teachers put on music and we all danced around the sports hall.
What was the most embarrassing thing that got drawn on your shirt? Don't answer that because I know. It was like last days of Rome. It was madness what was going on. So anyway, near Guildford, all the sixth formers came in their prom dress and suits, and that was a great way to celebrate their last day at school. I can't get the image of that thing out of my mind. A village in Hampshire created a residence buddy system. All those over 60 are self-isolating, and they're budding with somebody under 60, and the under 60s are checking in on their buddies regularly. Love that idea. Absolutely love that idea. And getting supplies to them if needed. Facebook has got a coronavirus support network page. Certainly I've been reading it and there's loads of really good support stuff on there, but also allows people to ask for help and people to offer help. I really like that. Gary Neville and Ryan Giggs, the ex-footballers, have opened up all their hotels for free to all NHS staff in case they need it, which is amazing work. and there's loads of fitness and yoga places that are opening up all 9. And Domino's are giving away on Friday free pizza to all NHS workers, which is amazing. Did I tell you, Domino's, that I'm an NHS worker? I'm not. I'm joking.
He works for himself.
So episode of the day. So what I'm going to do now is move on to an episode that I think is really important to mention that we recorded quite a long while ago now. So it's episode 58 and 59.
Yes.
We interviewed a guy called Jason Connon. And Jason runs a insurance business, but he does something with Age UK. And what he does is something called befriending.
Yes.
Do you know what that is?
Yeah, I think I was there for that interview.
Okay.
I think I might have been. I can't remember.
Okay. I think you were. Do you want to tell us about befriending then, or can't you remember?
Well, was it the guy we spoke to and we were talking about him and he was friends with the older woman?
Yeah.
Because they both liked, I think it was the Beatles.
Yeah.
And it paired them up because they both liked the Beatles. And
yeah. So Jason got involved with Age UK through who he worked with, and what they said is, what we're going to do is partner you up with somebody who just wants a bit of company. And what they did was partner him up with a lady in Liverpool. I can't remember her name, but a lady in Liverpool. And they speak 2 hours a week every single week.
Yeah.
Just to stay in touch and just so she's got somebody to chat with. Because loneliness in older people is quite a challenge, and particularly...
And unfortunately quite common as well.
And something I think we need to make sure that we're aware of now. So I think it's important to pick up the phone and just talk to not only the people you love, but people who might need it at this time.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Jason does amazing work, phones this lady every week. And I'd recommend that you give those episodes a listen because they're all pretty good. They are pretty good. So give those a listen and let us know what you think. And 'tis nearly the end. Do you want to do your thing?
'Tis the end of another podcast.
But the end's never the end, because what we like to do is talk about the answers we've had for the question of the podcast. Now, weirdly, normally what we do is we answer last week's question of the podcast this week.
Last week, this week.
But on this one, and because we're live, we're going to answer this week's question of the podcast this week. So, answer to the question, what in life are you grateful for? We had loads of really good answers. And we still Facebook Live want yours. Hazel Grace said life, family and friendships. Alison Hagan said, I'm grateful for my dog.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for my dog, as long as he doesn't poo in the house. Rachel Fennessy said, my health and my family. Al McCann to just being here. Francis Barrett said, the people in my support network. And I think it's really important that we remember that we're all, in times like this, we should all be here for each other.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I'll be there for you.
I don't like that show.
Don't you?
No.
What's the matter with Friends?
Have you seen the first episode? Have you watched it without a laugh track?
But you know what? I'm like that with the Big Bang Theory. I've stopped enjoying the Big Bang Theory because somebody said watch it without a laugh track and see how funny it is.
The IT crowd is
and
still brilliant.
It's not. Annie Flowers said my health, and Judith Hitchens said grateful that it's the weekend. It's been a long week. Heidi Ball said I haven't just woken up after a night shift. She's grateful for sleep, a job I love, my darling hubby picking up the kids from school, and the school themselves. It just hit me, there's no more school and I'm still on night shifts until Monday. Things got really interesting. Phil Bray said, lovely picnic today with the kids and the grandparents. We live in separate houses, so kept our distance, but it was lovely to be with each other. And I think Zoom and Skype and other like sort of ways to stay in touch with people are available, are going to be really valuable currently. You know,
we're
we're
going to
gonna
make a lot of money probably.
Zoom is like the Zoom are like cha-ching. We're like Yeah.
I want to learn about Aston Martin this year.
I know, I've used them for ages. It's amazing. Other video calling platforms are available. Not as good as Zoom, but that's not the point. Serena Taylor said, I had 1.5 tonnes of hygiene product donations delivered yesterday, and they're to be distributed straight out to her charity partners. Thanks for sharing that, Serena. Amazing work. Really appreciate it. And Hazel Grace said, my mum's laugh. You know what's weird? That's one of the things I miss the most about my mum. Just listening to her laugh. So it's thanks for mentioning that. Eve Keith said, I'm massively grateful for everybody in the NHS. And Ollie, fist bump for Ollie, watch her Ollie, said, I'm grateful for having a roof and a bed, and I can't imagine what the situation is like for the homeless. Tony Slimming said that my children have grown up into healthy, happy, sensible young adults. When does that happen then?
Sensible.
Yeah.
Am I supposed to grow up sensible?
Not in this house. Not quite sure how we manage that without an instruction manual. And Tess Griggs is grateful for sunshine. So, my friends, that is good morning, Gary. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining us. And that, my friends, is the end. It's almost the end. What?
Yeah, we missed a bit.
Go on then. What have we missed?
Well, you have told me that I have to introduce a new segment. We're introducing a joke. A terrible joke for you guys.
This is going to be bad. This is just going to be bad.
This was your idea, so...
I said, get some joke research. I expected the standard to be a little bit higher, but go on, do it.
No, I love terrible jokes, because they're just great.
Go on then.
So, this is probably going to be terrible, and you're probably going to... What did the fish say when he ran...
You're probably going to what? What did the fish say? Go on, start.
What did the fish say when he swam into a wall?
I don't know.
Oh, damn.
And that, my friends, is truly the end.